Let's talk vendor markets, vendor displays, anything you want to put on your table, your section for your vendor markets. So for context, I go for more of a wooden minimal style if I can. Option 1, IKEA slabs. That's what I'm calling them. That's probably not what you would call them. Maybe like scraps or extra pieces. Anyways, when you go to IKEA, there's always the as is section, right? As long as it's like a full IKEA, not like an IKEA city store, they have an as is section. And the as is section is anything that has to do with returns that are still in good condition, or display items, or just pieces of materials that they use maybe in their setups and their displays that have no real use now, but they still want to, of course, make some kind of money from it. So there's always going to be a section that has like random pieces of like wood or cabinet doors. So here's an example of one. It was probably meant to be something. I don't know. I have no idea what it was meant to be. But what I use it for is to display my keychains and my pins. So it's another way to just lift them up the table just slightly and also showcase them and amplify them so they're not just like blending in with the table and just like sitting there. They kind of look like they're being presented. So these are normally $5 Canadian, maybe even cheaper in the States, but $5 they come randomly, right? So they're not necessarily always going to look like this. Sometimes they have them that they're like a really glossy finish, a gray, a black. They're always going to be random pieces, so keep that in mind. But anytime you do want to have something that just elevates your presentation for your products, this would be a great one, and it's cheap. And you're probably thinking like, girl, I can get a piece of wood for like $5 to $10 at Home Depot or Home Hardware or something like that, and it's a huge piece. You're not wrong, but is it finished? Is it laminated, coated, all that stuff? Is it cut to the size that you need it to be? Probably not. There's still so much more effort and work that needs to go into those types of pieces. And if you have that time and that budget, go right ahead and do it. But we're going for budget friendly and easy. Next are these white cubes. Now they're hollow, so they're not necessarily really cubed, but I'm calling them cubes. So I got these to actually present my dolls. So these help me bring my products higher. So as much as possible, especially if you have a small space or just a small table, you don't have like a huge booth, you always want to work the verticals as much as possible, right? So these products allow me to make my products a little higher or a little taller, and they come in 3 different sizes, so they're pretty good. And they're light, so because they're like stackable and can go within each other because they're hollow, they're a lot easier to transport, as well as the IKEA slabs. As long as you don't have too many, they're not too hard to transport as well. So these are great because they look professional, they're nice and clean, they're always going to be the same shape because they're hard plastic, and they're always going to look nice and easy to present your stuff, and they're easy to clean as well. The next one are pegboards, and I'm talking like pegboards that you can mount on the wall. So I bought this pegboard, and it's meant to go on the wall. Little parts here to go on the wall. It comes with some really fun stuff. So it comes with 2 little shelves and a larger shelf, and it comes with 9 pegs. And you're probably thinking, you could have made that, and rightfully so, but like, I'm not going to, so I bought it. And so it's meant to go on the wall, but I actually want it to stand, and so I'm going to use it for a vendor event coming up this week. My first vendor event selling my dolls in person, so this is exciting and nerve-wracking, but this is my plan. Super cute, right? I don't know, I'll figure it out. I can put like my pins, I can use another peg, and I can add like keychains, all that kind of stuff. So as I said, it's meant to go on the wall, but what I did is I bought these from IKEA. So what I've done in the past is I purchased pegboards that were, again, meant to be decor on the wall, like in a kid's room. And what I did was I actually added some brackets to the back of them. You can probably add maybe another piece of wood or anything else you can think of. But the easiest and cheapest option for me was to just get these like wall brackets that are meant for like wall shelves. And I attached them in the back of the pegboard, and they were displays. So they were tall, they were wooden, so they're part of the aesthetic, they're clean, they're nice. And because they are pegboards and have like those little shelves that go on top of them, they're easily changeable. So I can adjust the layout or the look depending on the height of the doll, if I want to put a doll, if I want to put something else. So they're really great to be able to showcase the products, clean. I can always like put it away after pretty easily, and they elevate the products above the table as well, so they add height to your table too. Next, you're probably thinking this is weird, but hear me out. Monitor risers. So Monitorizers can be rather expensive. I'm talking about something you'd use for like your computer, your desk, right? But I made one for $45, again, based off of IKEA. So I took a wall shelf and I added some cabinet legs, monitorizer, and I think it looks great. I still use it to this day. So you can always either buy a monitorizer that is cheap or just makes sense for your budget, or you can make one. Of course, you can go real DIY and like get the saw, get the cutting and the anyways, you could do so much more. I don't have the patience for it, but you can definitely DIY this even more if you wanted to. But if you wanted to do the easy way, just get a wall shelf from IKEA or any other store, get cabinet legs based on the height that you want your monitorizer or your desk vendor table setup riser to be. And then there you go. I think this would be great for people who sell candles because you can have candles on the base on the regular table, and then you can have the monitorizer, maybe even a second one behind it, and you can have like essentially stacked views of your candles. And because it's pretty sturdy, you won't have to worry about the weight of like your candles sitting on them and just like moving or getting disturbed and stuff like that. So I think they'd be great for people who sell candles, but I think monitorizers or DIY monitorizers are a great option as well. And my last one, which worked well with the white cubes, are doll holders. Now, this is very specific to me, of course, and if you don't sell dolls, this probably is not relevant to you, but you might. Maybe you sell crochet dolls or crochet products, or maybe you just sell plushies in general, and a great way to have them sit up or stand up are these doll holders. Now, they're really cheap. I'm not gonna say that they're the best things in the world. There probably are better options, but they get the job done. So I would recommend looking into different options, but doll stands or doll holder stands or like model toy stands, I think those are really good options for holding your products, holding your plushies, holding your crochet products up. If you have any other suggestions for easy display options or very cheap yet nice display options, make sure to comment down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.